I don't know whether you saw my post 7 days ago about the ragwort, but this is what it looks like now. And the reason it looks like this is because of all the cinnabar caterpillars that are on it. And that's fine. This is what normally I would expect to happen. And you'll see in a minute, you'll see them all chomping away on the leaves that are left at the bottom of the stems. There we go. Look, there they are. And there will just be stems left. But it wasn't till after I took the video and I thought about it that I actually realised what was going on and that how wrong this view is, because this ragwort hasn't actually flowered. The caterpillars arrived too early and ate the plant before it could flower and be a food source for bees and all the other insects that usually land on it. So it is a very visual example of what's happening around us in nature at the moment. So that change that I noticed with the ragwort is a pretty significant change. And with everything happening in the wrong order, so to speak, it has a knock-on effect to everything else that's going on within my garden. But this is also something that we can relate to our businesses or our books. If we're thinking about our readers, we need to have things in the right order within our book so that it makes sense to the reader, so that they then at a later stage will get the most out of the book, which is why things like sort of editing are excuse me, so important. And I know it sounds flippant to make this reference in relation to nature and something pretty important that's going on with nature. But if by explaining this and talking about the order within a book using nature as an example, I am able to raise anyone's awareness of what I am noticing around me and how things are changing, then I think it is a connection worth making. Change always happens, but if it doesn't happen in the right order, then it's not necessarily good change. So this is something that needs to be considered quite carefully with a book, and the chapters within your book and your subject matter, so that it is clear where you are going, what the end result is going to be, and what the whole purpose of your book is. And these are things that we discuss and work on within the Idea to Author Club, and that my clients who come to me to have their books published, this is something that we would also at times discuss so that they do get things in the right order. I know it's a fairly tenuous link between eaten ragwort and changes within a book, but it is kind of the way I like to see the world, because everything is connected. And that's the same with the stories we tell and the books that we write. We are influenced by our environment, what we see around us. And so thinking about change and how inevitable it is in a lot of ways does fit in with how you might decide to structure your book.